now. Yeah, Corby Malzahar. Oh yeah, Amu was the very first pick, so I think either Epic grabbed that to make sure that they couldn't grab Malzahar plus Amumu, which is entirely possible. But either way, they did not. Epic did not have the ability to do that. And actually, really, neither did CLG. But that is a combo you don't really want to let happen. You're just asking for significant amounts of pain. CLG now going for the Baron. All the inhibitors are down. They're going to pick up Baron buff. This is pretty much a done game at this point. I mean, crazier things have happened. I've actually been in this exact situation and still won on the losing team. But I've also been in this exact situation and lost in this situation. So I'm not saying I'm great. I'm just saying these games are not always exactly as you think they are. But certainly the advantage is in CLG's favor.
Yeah, like you said, it's a game of half seconds. If you use your spell wrong, you don't have the cooldowns to make the fight happen, it's not going to go your way. And right there, they're able to take down Dyrus. Takes down the healer. They do not have a healer now, and they are forced to back up. CLG again putting on the pressure and the rush down. And there it is, the surrender vote to come up, and it looks like we're going back into that third game.
Yep, so game 6. Well, sorry. Yeah, game 6. Actually, game 5.
Game 5, yes.
We're going into game 5 of CLG versus Epic. This game was, there was the two DCs very, very briefly there, but I mean, one kill on double lift does not make up for how much CLG managed to outplay that game. I think this game was a win either way. I think that's just to be expected, to be honest. I mean, this was just a significantly better lineup. It's 5 stuns. That just does not go well. If you don't let your opponents get Ashe, Anivia, and a Mumu, that's just asking for trouble. So let's go ahead and get the 5th and/or 3rd and final game of CLG versus Epic. Game 3, parentheses 5. So that was a win once again. CLG wins on 1 again. That went out again. Here are the picks and bans from this game. Lee Sin is not. Yep. Rockin'. Okay. So the game is going underway right now. Game 3 of the best of 3 between Epic Gaming and Counterlogic Gaming. Epic with Vayne, Corki, Nunu, Swain, Janna. Last time we saw Swain completely crush faces.
Yeah.
Completely dominate the opposition. CLG rocking Annie, Tarek, Alistair, Ashe, Malzahar. Malzahar being played by Hotshot GG. Ashe by Chowster, and Annie by Big Fat GG. Tarek on Saint Vicious, and then the jungle Alistair from Kobe 24. So pretty cool stuff there. We're going to see how this plays out. Everything's blocked out. I mean, DA over as well, I guess, could go to game 3. That's the only other case. Right. I think this is fine. I think we'll be alright. And even then, like, the result of that game is blocked by the rest of the tournament anyway. It's the loser of Rock Solid versus the winner of these guys. So right on. Too bad. So yes, we are going to be going underway. I can see the countdown on the left-hand side. We've still got 10 seconds till the lock-in is forced. We will have the deciding game of this best of 3/5. The lock-in has happened. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Another Jungle Alley.
Jungle Alistair once more. He was really close to him dying last time. We'll see if it goes again. Although they have learned to not try to invade on blue, so that might change quite a bit.
Indeed. They had a pretty good push, or a pretty big push, on the first time when they invaded jungle, so we'll have to see if they want to do that again. I'm going to double spec on this one. Let's see the lineup. Dyrus in the hands, or Vayne in the hands of Dyrus. Janna on double lift. Salse is going to be going with Swain this game. As before, the teams are same picks, same everything as it should be. These games were already played, and we're going to replay them through the issues that we had, or the players had, and we judged on. West Rice with Corki, Dan Din on Nunu. We also have Big Fat GG playing Annie. We saw him go mid last time. We'll see how they switch that up. Saint Vicious and Alistair, or Saint Vicious and Kobe 24 with both bottom. The double stun, double heal lane. I call that the aggravating lane, or the throw your mouse against the wall and have to buy a new one or something. Because it's pretty much what you want to do when you're playing against a lane like that. We'll see what these guys have. It looks like we got the clairvoyance over on my side.
Yep. That's what you guys out. A lot of pings coming out. They're pinging at a bunch of different spots. They're pinging a bunch of different brushes here, here, and here. So I think they're going to go and just put the left-hand side of the map and then go for a golem invade. I don't know if it's going to work out for him. Let's look at the opening lineup. You've got Ashe does well, Alistair does amazingly well, Tarek does very well, Malzahar does very well, and Annie actually with an AoE stun. So I mean, CLG's lineup is ridiculously good for level 1. I mean, we got Swain does good. Nunu does very well. Vayne does well. Corki does well. I mean, these are both very strong level 1 lineups. I just think CLG's is much superior. And they're doing something really cute right off at the bat. Look at this. Chowster and Kobe24 are just rocking the bottom lane right at the start. And so they're going to leave Hotshot GG up top with Malzahar, which is fine, right? He can't make it across too easily otherwise. He's going to be sitting top lane. He's going to sit by his turret. He'll be pretty much saved. I mean, they have to run at him to get this stun. They don't even have a single hard stun, so I could, you know, Hotshot can kite that. He'll be fine. He's actually hiding behind the turret. He's like vision blocking. If you don't have health bars on, you don't see him. But they have a 4-man bottom.
4-man bush trap.
Yeah, and yeah, Janna and Vayne are going to be going through there. So
you know what's so successful about this 4-man bush trap is Kobe24 is running flash. So no matter if you want to play cautious to that bush, you're going to get flashed on and pulverized. And you're not going to. You maybe even the headbutt. He may just flash and headbutt, and then they can use somebody else on the team to stun. But usually, you know, Alistar hitting up with the pulverize first is just that much better, and it does a lot more initiation damage. So he's probably got that just ready, rare and ready to go. And on Janna, that would be pretty effective. Very squishy already. Doesn't have a lot of base D, and she's going to take a good amount of damage as well as Vayne. And they might even focus Vayne first because that would be more or less the person you want to shut down. And we're going to have to see how they act on this right now. Coming out. Looks like she actually is going straight for it. Boom! Melted down.
He could have flashed them.
And yes, could have done it, but not happening. I think that was like the fastest kill I've seen. Did not even expect it. This is why you don't face check a bush with Janna. And pretty much the first kill of the game going to CLG in under 2 minutes. They're able to take that out quite quickly. The first blood goes to... Who actually got that? That is going to be in the hands of Saint Vicious. Oh, yeah, indeed. And not really, it's effective to go to Tarek. Could have been better in the hands of Ashe or Annie, but still, first blood is first blood. It's money to your team. Nothing to quarrel about. I'm sure they're happy about it, and they're going to begin the game from here. Alistar starting at the blue, and we're going to get the jungles underway. And it looks like, where is the jungle for EG?
Invaded.
Oh, he is invading.
Dan took over the golems.
All right.
Which actually, you know, they'll respawn in about 3... so they're going to die about 3 minutes. So about 4:40 they'll respawn. And it might just take Alistar that long to get there. It's a 100-second respawn on Golem, on non-buff camps. And so, you know, honestly, like, he might not notice the difference, except that they'll be more durable this time. Because every time a non-buff camp respawns, it's more durable next time. The buff camps, Golem and Lizard, they actually scale with the highest level champion in the game. It actually scales with just how the game is going. But these ones, like Lizard, or like the Wraiths and things, actually scale with how many times they've been killed.
And a stolen Wraith at that. Alistar coming up to 3 Wraiths instead of 4. I believe Nunu was walking around, smited the Wraiths, went over to his double Golem, and took those away as well. So Nunu has a little bit of an upper hand on his, probably at level 3 already, as he's making his way through the jungle. Kobe24 working his red buff. Looks like we have a pretty good push by Corki up top onto Malzahar. Not too much damage. They're kind of just ticking away at each other right now. And
he can invade. Yep, yeah. He's going for it. That was really smart. He knew that Lizard was coming up, so he shoved the lane so that he can gank Kobe. And look, yeah, Nunu's already invading, and Kobe's like, yeah, I can tell. He's like, no, I'm good.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and that's really smart because he didn't know that was happening. Like, I mean, so these guys knew because they had the ward, right? But
exactly.
Like, he had no knowledge of that because Nunu came from the jungle. There's no red wards here, but it's like Corki shoved the lane. I'm at Lizard.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what we were talking about before. You put everybody down bottom for first blood, you kind of lose control over that top jungle or wherever you did in jungle. And wow, a lot of damage coming out of the hands of Annie being level 4 to level 3 Dan Din. Big Fat GG taking full advantage of being able to proc that, or poke him with that damage rather. And he will continue to use that Q to keep his mana up. A very good ability and awesome skill by Annie, utilizing it every time that he can. And Alistar now back into the jungle. Looks like he will be going for something on Corki here.
Oh, yeah, sure enough. Malzahar's going to loop around. Or, not Malzahar, sorry. Well, I mean, Malzahar is there, but... Alistar is the star of the show. He does not have headbutt, though. Only pulverize and heal. There's the flash, and it actually will escape him, as he did not have vision of that brush. He did not know quite where he would be. He made it out just fine. Bottom lane, we see... Tarek is coming in on to Janna, but Ashe is taking minion aggro. She's actually getting quite low from this. She's actually down to almost half health. Purely from minions in a tornado, but, again, it's a Saint Vicious. It's Tarek. He can just heal you.
Wow, Nunu giving his buffs up everywhere. It looks like Nunu grabbed the other buff, and it was red buff given to Corki, and now red buff given to Vayne as he let that go as well. Not something that he needs. He's got his ice ball, which comes up every few seconds, and you know he can just eat minions to gain his health back. So it's really something that you should utilize when you play Nunu. Allow your carries to go ahead and take the buffs. It's very good.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is a great play by Dan because he doesn't have anything to show for it. He's just like, oh, I'm Nunu with no health and mana.
Yeah.
But you've got solo top and duo bottom with lizard buff each. It's like, yeah, Dan caused that, right? Like that's not good job Westrise. That's not good job Dyrus. It's like, Dan, you're pretty good at this game.
Yep.
So and I actually like Dan a lot. I actually met him at last WCG. He's a really cool guy. So it's good to see him, at a high level competition. He's just a very, very strong player, and I think just one of sort of like the best like people like playing the game, right? Like there are some people you're just like, this guy's like a really good person. It's like I'm a Dan Din fanboy. I'll admit that one real quick. Like he's a cool guy, right? He just is. So I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of people who are just like really cool people. Because for plenty of people, like EFAM can get to your head and it makes you demand things maybe you don't deserve. But Dan's always been very level-headed. And it's really awesome to see people like that. So fanboyism aside, we can see Big Fat GG fighting Salsa, a little bit low on health, both full mana. Salsa really not spending his mana very much.